afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to the US New Times. Today we have Innocent with us. Welcome, Innocent.
Thank you so much, Raul.
Today we have some discussions about the DRC situation currently, and we have some news that Mbeki calls Tshisekedi and the former president Joseph Kabila. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for welcoming me again on the US New Times. You know, US New Times is a home, and today we'll be looking at some of the current happenings in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As you have said, the headlines so far is that the former president of South Africa, Mbeki, has initiated a mediation between the former president of Congo, Joseph Kabila, and the current president, Antoine Tshisekedi. And he has invited them to South Africa in Pretoria, the capital city of South Africa, where they are going to meet and discuss the way forward, how they can rebuild the Congo, how they can find ways, amicable ways of rebuilding peace and trust among Congolese. I think one of the reasons why he has decided to invite President Tshisekedi and President Kabila is that he is looking at the two as the two big parties that can play a vital role in rebuilding or reconstructing peace in the eastern and southern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Thank you. Innocent, do you think both leaders are genuinely committed to the national reconciliation, or this is just a political performance?
Obviously, there's nobody who would want to have peace. So I think that the Republic of Congo today, it is possible to have peace. What's happening?
Low battery mode.
Commence.
And kuri low power mode.
Kwiyokera kibazo. Yeah, I think that today no one wouldn't want peace. Peace is a pillar for development. Peace is a pillar for everything. So it be President Joseph, he would want peace. It be President Tshisekedi, he would want peace. So I'm 100% sure that this is a good initiative started by the South African former president, and I wish that all well-meaning head of states and former head of states in Africa at large and in the world, they can support this initiative so that the people of Congo can have peace.
Thank you, Innocent. And what do you think is the main objective of Mbeki to bring together President Tshisekedi and the former President Kabila?
What I think is that obviously it's all about finding a solution to peace. By inviting, President Kabila is the former president, and he has been very influential. He has been to the areas that are being occupied by M23. He has talked with M23 leaders. He has talked with some influential people in society, including church leaders, student leaders, lecturers, elders from across northern Kivu province and southern Kivu province.
Okay, then thank you. Then what is the role does the international community, especially African leaders like Mbeki, play in conflict mediation in DRC?
The role that they play, I think, let me call it a voluntary law, because they are doing it freely. They are doing it out of their wish, not that they are doing it for them to be paid or they are doing it for them to benefit other things like minerals, but they are doing it specifically for the goodness of the Congolese people.
Thank you so much. And for the last situation about that meeting. Could you please tell us this meeting can pave the way for institution reform or just temporary peace? What outcomes should Congolese citizens expect from that?
I think the Congolese people should not expect high for now, because this is just the beginning, but they should expect maybe positive outcome in the future, because we have seen President Thabo Mbeki doing similar tasks and they have been successful.
Thank you so much. And there is also other form of violence that is being conducted to Banyamulenge community. Can you please tell us what are the root cause of the violence against the Banyamulenge community, especially in Eastern Congo?
Banyamulenge is not only in Eastern Congo, but also Southern Congo, where we are having Banyamulenge people being butchered every day because of how God created them. They are being killed because they are Congolese Tutsis. And actually they are being killed under the watch of international community. The international community is not saying anything. These neighboring countries like Burundi, they are having a big hand into these killings. They are not doing anything. We have FDR, a genocidal group which killed a lot of Tutsis here in Rwanda.
Yes.
And they are currently living in Congo. They are the ones actually teaching them how to do it.
Okay, how has the Congolese government responded to the reported killings and displacement of the Banyamulenge people?
Congolese government have so far not responded in a positive way.
Okay.
Because actually these Banyamulenges are Congolese. They are being killed by Congolese, their brothers and sisters.
Okay.
They are supposed to be protected by the government. But the government's response denies these allegations and believes that there are no killings taking place.
And that's why today we have too many local militias there. So do you think it have some role, some important to have those militias in Eastern Congo? So what is the role do local militias and regional actors play in the ongoing attacks against the Banyamulenge today?
The militias that are there, I'm talking about those that are most dangerous. There are those that are there but they are not dangerous. Those that are deadly and those that actually have the mind of killing specifically the Tutsis are the FDR, Wazalendo, Mai Mai, ADF and the Codeco. These are the 4 deadly militia groups on the soil of Congo. Okay. And these ones are actually basing on the ideology taught to them by the FDR.
Oh, okay. Then why has the international community remained largely silent or is remain inactive on this issue? Why do you think that?
The international community decides to remain quiet. It's something that I cannot really explain why, but it's actually it becomes like it's a culture whereby in 1994 in April we saw Rwandans here killing each other, the Hutus killing Tutsis, and the international community were there watching. Today the same things happening in the southern and eastern Congo. The international community is watching. The Burundian government is directly involved into these killings. The international community is quiet. So it's something that is difficult to explain.
Okay. So by concluding about the situation of Banyamulenge today, so as an analyst, what measures should be taken to ensure protections and justice and long-term peace for the Banyamulenge population in DRC?
The measures that have to be taken is, I think, the rule of law. The rule of law, that's number one, to make sure that those people who are accountable, the people who commit these crimes must be held accountable. So if President Tshisekedi decides to give weapons such as guns and ammunition to the Wazalendo, and they are using those things to kill civilians, Congolese civilians. The President must be held accountable for supplying those guns that were used to kill the Banyamulengers.
Okay, thank you, Innocent. And the third question I have today, we know in Uvira there is a war that is currently been there, and I think, do you have some news about it? How would you describe the current security situation in Uvira, and what factors are contributing to the stabilities?
Yes, thank you so much. The current situation in Uvira is very volatile because we have actually Wazalendo who have infiltrated themselves into civilians. We have FRDC. They are actually fighting amongst themselves. Then the town is a small town, but it has been overpopulated by the refugees who came from Goma and Bukavu and the Kamanyola. So the small town is overpopulated now, and it is also saturated with a lot of soldiers, such as those from Burundian troops, the Wazalendo troops, the FRDC troops, FDR, and we also have militias from Colombia. So counting all those together, the number of residents in that small town is high, making the town impossible to have enough food, medication, and everything.
As you are introducing about the armed group that are working there, can you please tell us what are the main armed groups operating in Uvira region, and what is their objective right now?
The objective obviously is to fight with M23, to fight and win. Though the M23 are not yet into the town of Uvira, it's just being on paper. They are preparing to be there soon, and we believe, as people are actually keeping a close eye on the situation in the southern part, more especially in Uvira, we'll keep the lovers of new times well updated.
And what are the main armed groups that are there? Do you have some information about it?
Yes, currently we have Wazalendo,
okay.
We have FDR, we have Burundian forces, we have FRDC forces, the Congolese soldiers. We also have Mai Mai, but then we have what we call Twirwaneho. It's another small group of Banyamulenge, which is on top, up in a place called Minembwe.
Okay, thank you so much. And on all those army groups are fighting with M23. Is that good? All those groups are combined to fight with M23 army?
Yes, they are there to fight with them.
Thank you. And how is the conflict in Uvira affecting civilians, particularly in terms of displacement, access to basic service like water, electricity, and humanitarian aids?
Like I've said, the population has grown, with the refugees coming from Bukavu, coming from Kamanyola, coming from Goma, finding those already were there, then including those soldiers. So the population has grown, meaning that the growing of population, lack of water, lack of food, like I said, this is what actually is affecting the civilians.
Okay, thank you. Then what are the role local authorities and the Congolese nations army playing in addressing or escalating the situation right now in Uvira?
It's not easy to tell you how the situation can be addressed in Uvira because M23 is looking at advancing to that town, as well as the FRDC is looking at protecting that town. The Burundians are very much scared that should that town go, their capital city won't be safe, because the capital city of the Republic of Burundi is just next door to Uvira town.
Thank you. Then, from our regional perspective, how do neighboring countries and cross-borders dynamics influence the conflict in Uvira?
When you talk about Burundi,
I'm talking about Burundi.
Yes, I'm giving you an example.
Okay, thank you.
Burundi is giving a direct support to these people. It's giving a direct support to FDR, direct support to FRDC. So this is very simple for anyone to make it mathematically, where we are having these people coming in and out.
And last time we listened some news talking about the the airport of Bujumbura.
Put a stop. Sister.
And today, do you think what are the main challenges facing the Congolese government regarding full control of the eastern territories?
What's the question again?
What are the main challenges facing the Congolese government, I mean Kinshasa government, regarding the full control of the eastern territories by the M23?
The challenges, most of the challenges facing the Congolese, one of the challenges is that so far they are actually winning. They are losing. They are losing territories. They are losing people. They are losing government properties, including they are wasting a lot of resources. So the challenge is that they are not able to fight M23 the way they are supposed to fight it. Number two, they are not able to have a direct military support from Kinshasa to affected areas. For instance, we cannot have an armored vehicle coming to fight from Lubumbashi to Bukavu or from Lubumbashi to Goma because there are no roads.
Okay, and then today we know M23 have some area that it controls. Like, do you think how are the civilians responding to the presence of M23? Are they feeling collaborating or resisting to M23 leaderships?
No, they are not resisting. They are not even collaborating. So far, when you look at it mathematically, you will see the M23 that came from Bunagana. They fought until they reached Goma. They captured Goma. From Goma, they headed to Bukavu. From Bukavu, they went southwards towards Kamanyora. Now they are heading to Uvira. So, as you are seeing from Bunagana, the Congolese have been losing. They have been losing both territory and the soldiers.
Thank you. And the last question, Mr. Innocent. Given the ongoing violence, what are the prospects for a negotiated political solution in the near future? Do you see there is?
Yes, there's still a room because we have seen this happening in Doha, in Qatar, where we have seen the two parties, the parties that are in conflict, that's the Republic of Congo, as well as the M23 movement. We have seen them several times heading to Doha to go and discuss more about how they can bring peace. But there are few misunderstandings that are still going on, such as the demands of M23 not being honored, the demands of the Congolese government not being honored. So all those still creates a lot of problems when it comes to understanding. So for today, my brother Raoul, I would love to thank you so much for hosting me, and I hope to see you again. I thank all the people who are following us, and please remember to do the subscribe on the US New Times. My name, as usual, is Innocent Habumucha. Ciao, ciao. See you next time.
Thank you so much.